I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Don't go through a breakup alone. Click on the link in the description below to get a one-on-one coaching with me, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about when they don't value you. So the reason that I am doing this video is because I see a lot of you guys that are with a partner or have just broken up with a partner who really doesn't value you. And the sad thing that I'm constantly seeing is that even though they are repeatedly showing you that they don't care about you, that you're maybe ignoring it, or you're not seeing it, or whatever is going on with you internally, you can't accept what they're doing to you. So I came across a good email today that I thought would illustrate this point. But many of you guys have got to realize that someone is going to show you how they care about you in the way that they behave. And I think this is particularly difficult for women for some reason, that if a man is constantly saying I love you and just throwing all these words out there of I'm going to change and I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to do that for you, but it doesn't line up with their actions, you overlook the actions and you listen to the words. And I think it's because you haven't had those needs met. And so when we haven't had our needs met, we're so desperate for those things that we are just going to fall head over heels for anybody that promises us those things. And a lot of times, men know how to manipulate women by promising those things, knowing they're never going to really do those things. And you have to look at somebody's behavior. Their words can tell you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But if they're going out all night, they don't answer the phone when you call, they're rude to you when they do pick up. I know a lot of you are saying, oh, well, they had a rough day, or this and that. You got to look for the pattern. How are they consistently treating you? That is going to show you. And believe it or not, I see a lot of people who just aren't being treated well, and they stay, or they try and make it work because they really care about that person. Two people have to be in the relationship, and you both have to value each other. Remember the video I talked about, we create our own value. Very good video for you guys to go back and review. So let me get to this email in today's video. It is about a 19-year-old guy dating a girl the same age. Now, they've been together for 4 years, and they live together. Well, she lives with him and the family. Now, I actually wound up doing a Skype with this guy recently, and I think it really had a great effect on him, because afterwards he was like a new man. And he was just so thankful because I was showing him a lot of things. And, let's just get into this email. He was telling me about her history, and he told me that the girl was in a home where the mother was very unstable and very negative towards her. So she felt unloved and depressed for her whole life. So this poor girl has not had her needs met. Remember what I said earlier. What happens when you haven't had your needs met? Well, you will attach to somebody that makes these promises, these empty promises, even though they don't ever intend to keep them. And let's watch what happens here. So the girl in this situation had a dad that was supportive and made her feel loved, but unfortunately she wound up living with her mom that whole time, so it was not good. She could have had a good parent to take care of her, but she didn't. So he said that this girl had a lot of online friends to talk to, especially guys, so she can flirt with them. And mind you, they've been together 4 years. I was aware of it, and she said she only liked doing it because she felt empowered and liked the attention. So think about how selfish she's acting. This girl lives with him and his family, and she is talking to other guys and flirting with other guys because it makes her feel good. Well, she's completely overlooking how she makes him feel, right? Think about how selfish that is. She's not thinking, wow, I'm talking to other guys. That might really hurt him. He says it was good until 6 months ago when she broke up with him for being too controlling, because he didn't want her to get tattoos or piercings. And he said, I knew she would regret them in the future. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, that's her mistake to make. And I could see why the controlling behavior would make her push you away. But there's a lot more to the situation than just that. She said she didn't like that. And about a week after being broken up, she had already made plans to go to Vegas for his birthday. When we went there, she told me she wants to date her best friend, who she has only known online as well. So, think about how crazy this is. I guess I misread that at first. They went to Vegas together, and when they were there, she says, I'm leaving you for my best friend, who is a guy she's never met. Meanwhile, she's been with this guy for 4 years. What does that tell me? She hasn't had her needs met. She's completely falling for somebody hook, line, and sinker. Complete fantasy. Complete fantasy. Guys, these online relationships, if you've never met the person, it is a complete and utter fantasy. You don't even know what they smell like. Okay? They could stink. And they probably do stink. But personality-wise, you don't know them. People can be one way on the internet, and then when you spend time with them or you live with them, they're completely different. I mean, you just don't know somebody over the internet. It's ridiculous. You can't... She's throwing a 4-year relationship away for her best friend. Fantasy. Ridiculous. She told me that she doesn't have feelings for him, but she's young and she wants to experience what it would be like to be with someone else. Because me and her have been dating since sophomore year of high school, and we have never loved anyone else or been intimate with anybody else. So she said, or he said to her, fine, if that's what you want, I'll support it. I don't think you need to support it. Okay? I think you should be angry at this situation because she's leaving you, she's living with you, and meanwhile, she's been cheating on you emotionally with this other guy. And I know that for a fact because we did a Skype together, and outside of this email, I can tell you, he saw there was lingerie on the bed, that she had been wearing lingerie for this guy, living in his parents' house. Guys, I know you think age has something to do with it. A lot of times you guys make comments about the ages of the people I do videos about. Let me tell you something. I see this stuff with adults too. Okay? So it has nothing to do with the age. Other than the fact that it's his parents' house. But I see adults doing this, and I've got some other emails that I'm probably going to get to in the next week or so that's going to show you. But it's not about the age. It's about somebody who hasn't had their needs met their whole life, latching on to someone desperately in a fantasy they think they're going to get them met. So, I don't think he should have supported this girl. He should have said, like, no, this is ridiculous. You want to do this? Bye. Get out. Because you know what? As of today, she's still living there. And I believe she's leaving tomorrow. So here's more fantasy to the scenario. She told him that she wants to date him for 6 months, but then she wants to get back together with him. What? Listen to how bizarre that is. She thinks that she could just break up with this guy, go... by the way, he lives out of state, so she'd have to move out of state for 6 months, and then they're going to get back together. Well, there's more to this craziness. He said, I can't be waiting that long, and I can't promise you anything because I might feel happier with another girl. And he actually is starting to talk to another girl already, which is great, because he cannot and should not be hung up on this situation. The next day, she called begging me back and saying sorry, she doesn't want to lose me and all that, and we got back together. 2 months later, she moved in with me and my parents because her and my mom were seriously not getting along. Oh, her mom were not getting along. And her, because I guess her mom's boyfriend and her were fighting or whatever. So, that, I guess, was a little backtrack to the story. I apologize for that. I should have left that part out. She, according to him, he said, I knew this guy, but it came to the point after a month of this that he became a priority over me, and she spent way more time with him than with me, and eventually she told me the honest truth. He said, she is a super honest girlfriend. She told me every detail about everything as long as we've been together. No, she didn't. She told you what you wanted to hear because she was saying, I don't have feelings with him. And then she said, I'm going to date him for 6 months. And what? I might as well just tell you right now. Now she's engaged to this fantasy man. Never met him. They're engaged. What's the level of crazy? Well, it's off the charts. Right? She obviously has no respect for this guy. Think about it. She's living with him. She has the audacity to continue to live with him while having a imaginary boyfriend who she's engaged to, and she has obviously cyber sex with this guy, and meanwhile he is driving her to and from work every day. This is ridiculous. And I told him, you have got to get her out of this house. And she should be leaving by the time, probably by tomorrow. But you can't tolerate somebody that doesn't respect you. Honestly, if somebody doesn't respect you, they will not love you. They go hand in hand. If you find that your partner doesn't respect you, they're not going to love you. They have to respect you. It's just part of it. And they have to value you. And obviously she doesn't value him whatsoever. And I told him, you can't allow somebody to mistreat you like this. And he's saying, well, it's just because I'm really nice. Well, being nice is great, but you have to be nice to yourself first. It's okay to be nice to yourself first. In fact, you need to, because this is beyond nice. This is like a manipulation, like I'll tolerate anything you're going to do to me, just stay with me. And a lot of people do this, okay? Don't be so judgmental, because I'm sure a lot of you did the same thing. And I know I've done that in the past, where I have allowed people to mistreat me in order to stay with them because I cared about them. Well, if they don't care about you too, if they don't respect you, they're not going to love you, and the relationship will just fall apart. So you really got to make sure that somebody values you, and you can pay attention to that in their actions, okay? She may tell this guy, you know, certain words about how we're good friends and I still care about you and this, that, and the other, or in any situation you could have somebody telling you that, but if their actions don't line up with it, then you better look more closely at the situation and figure out what you want to do. So if you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I do post videos Monday through Friday. And if you like the video and appreciate my work, just put a like on there. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.